Hey everyone, this is Mark Granger from Qualcomm. I'm in charge of the digital cockpit platform, and I'm welcoming you all to the booth here at CES 2024.
So this is a Snapdragon car?
That's right. So this is the Snapdragon Digital Chassis concept vehicle. And so we built this from the ground up to demonstrate the best and newest experiences for in-vehicle infotainment.
I think you should just sell it, put it on the market, put it on your DevKit website.
There you go. It might be a little expensive.
Some people
but,
can afford that.
You know, you never know.
Some of the companies, some of the attendees here, the big companies, they would buy a few and just test stuff.
That's true. I mean, but we also have some really great development platforms to really help the customers be able to implement what we're doing.
But it actually does drive.
It does move, but the main thing here is all about our so-called in-cabin experience.
So let's go inside the car.
Sure.
All right. All right. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, right?
Oh, absolutely. So you can see, a beautiful UI that we developed with Unreal Engine this year. It really shows off some cool things. And actually, give me 1 second. Well, here, we'll, we've got, for instance, various different drive modes. So you can see the sort of cool graphics and whatnot. But, we're really here talking about generative AI and AI that runs on the cockpit solution, right? On the cockpit SoC. And so let's do a couple things here. Hey, Snapdragon, how do I change my tire? And so this is running an AI that's been trained on the user manual, and it comes up.
Vehicle apps, live vehicle, content, vehicle status, tire pressure monitor.
So instead of you searching through 400 pages of your manual and never quite getting the right thing, the AI understands your question and goes and opens it up, right? So it's really kind of, a new experience that's never been seen before.
Nice.
And
maybe if you just check one or two more things, there's people waiting. They want to come in. Maybe. What else do you want to show?
Well, maybe just real quick. Let me come over here. For instance, we've got a digital twin that, of course, could also be in the cloud. But you can see just some buttery smooth sort of graphics and whatnot. Your tire pressures, the wireframe, kind of cool sort of views. And so it's a really all-encompassing thing. And this is the concept of personas. So this is a fleet driver. He's got a driver score and whatnot. We've also got a vacationer mode, if I can
parent mode.
Do this, or this is the parent mode. Actually, for instance, having a maybe your friend's birthday is today, and you forgot to send them a card. Well, we can have Stable Diffusion create a nice little thing. So
Would
this
you
is
like to email
running
this?
Stable Diffusion. Yes, please. This is going to be sent through email
Card
to
has
your
been
friend.
sent. Have a nice day.
And it's a unique, nice little
Nice.
message for your.
Nice. And I guess there's a bunch more demos in this car, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've got audio. We've got 23 speakers in here, and we've partnered. Bose was really helpful tuning the audio to get absolute maximum thing. We've got a tie-in to JP Morgan wallet solutions, right?
Wow.
As well as Salesforce things.
And
So-
on the back seats, there's also displays that have
Oh,
entertainment.
absolutely. RSCs in the back, and those 23 speakers I talked about are like for zonal audio. So you can have different audio bubbles around the vehicle so that, for instance, our baby monitor that you might have briefly seen on the screen can be watching the baby. If you want the baby to go to sleep, it'll play a lullaby just for the baby, and it'll cut your music. As soon as it detects the baby has fallen asleep, it'll turn your music back on, but only in the seats where the driver and the passenger are sitting.
So is that to do with the software-defined vehicles?
Oh, absolutely. This is like a first incarnation, and I think we're also going to do a quick run around the booth, and you'll see some of our SDV initiatives, right? Which, really ends up, being an end-to-end solution. So I don't think we're going to have the time today to go through everything, but in this kiosk here, we're talking about our full software development tool chain and whatnot, working with cloud partners and whatnot, but making it easy for developers to develop in the cloud, bring down to the edge, et cetera, et cetera. And the actual...
What is this?
So this is one of our cards for putting our embedded devices in the cloud, right? So that
You could put the X Elite in the cloud.
This is actually one of our automotive products, but you can put it in the cloud, and then you get near real-time performance, as well as having our, for instance, neural net engine in the cloud, so that your developers can very seamlessly test in the cloud, and then once they're ready, take it down to the target or down to the vehicle.
And here there's some graphics showing a little bit what this is all about.
Yeah, I mean, super high level. What you've got here is this whole cloud workflow for doing your testing, right? You'll do so-called software in the loop testing, and you can do this all day long, right? At a relatively low expense. You don't have to worry if a developer's in Brazil, Puerto Rico, Mexico. They just go log into their system, and then you can very easily bring it down to the hardware in the loop, meaning it's the target hardware. So you can do all sorts of simulation, verification, validation before it ever hits the car, saving money, dollars, and time.
So I guess CPUs that go in a car need long-term support, but maybe Qualcomm designs it in a way that even though there's crazy innovation every year, that everything becomes compatible in the future somehow. It's like one ARM ecosystem that just, there's interoperability with every generation. Is there like performance like X Elite that you talk about in the car, or even more or less? Or
the unique thing about automotive and what we do with our Snapdragon Automotive products is bringing huge levels of performance, but also for concurrency, right? Because as you saw in the car, you need to be running an Edge AI model, you've got to drive the displays and whatnot. So yes, we bring solutions that have headroom and upgradability, which is a perfect segue into this thing, which is our connected services. This connected services platform allows our customers to very quickly integrate with third-party SaaS sort of things. Here we're showing off JP Morgan payments as well as Salesforce. We've got actual tie-ins that our customers can leverage very easily. And to your earlier question, one of the things we can control through this is upgradability of hardware performance over time. So, day one, you get the product at the exact performance you need. Things evolve, new use cases come in, more performance needed. The OEM can just electronically come to us, we bump up the performance, and they move on. So it's really a great thing. So maybe transitioning, here's some of our ADAS stuff. And so you'll see multiple OEM and tier one systems here working with us on whether it's our ride vision, as we call it, perception device, a full ADAS platform. We've got a cockpit platform over here from Panasonic. So you can see just all the numerous people developing around our Snapdragon solutions, right?
So when I look a little bit, try to look, it says SA8650P.
Yeah.
It might be, and it looks like it's a SOM. You can just plug in the next gen or something like
That's
that.
right. We call it a Qualcomm Automotive Module, a QAM, and it really, again, is speeding time to market for our customers because we completely test it, validate it, at robustness, and it's ready to go when the customer has their design, right?
Nice.
And so this is, really sort of some of the proof in the pudding of developments ongoing. Of course, we've had a long heritage of digital cockpit, and now really expanding very rapidly in the ADAS domain, right?
Nice.
And
Simulation.
yeah, along
technologies.
the wall, the progression is really our core technologies for ADAS, and you can see the perception, dealing with nighttime or bad weather, rural roads. So all of this localization capability that we've got, you can see over here in data simulation, some of the closed loop, so-called hardware in the loop, but utilizing synthetic data. These are the same cards that you saw at the SDV location.
There's a big
there.
one and a smaller one.
Correct. Yeah. This one is our.
This is our complete ECU
Yep.
that we have
Let me
put
give
in
you
the
that.
car.
Yeah, the complete, sorry.
The complete ECU that we are putting in the car that we can enable in the cloud. That is the inference accelerator.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
So, very comprehensive solution there, right? For, again, being able to do stuff in the cloud, right? That or on-prem, depending on how the customer ultimately wants to do it. Over here, you can see we've had a publicly announced, Qualcomm Arriver BMW, and you can actually see this one of these BMWs out in the lobby of the West Hall. We had a joint impression there with BMW, and we'll be launching, or they will be launching in 2025, and gives us a complete stack that we can also utilize with other customers, right?
That's the development kit. Just buy one of those.
Well,
Also-
it's not just a development kit, but this is a complete
car.
software stack for the L2 and L2 Plus solution, right?
So how does it compare what Qualcomm's been doing in the past in automotive and what's being shown off here for the future?
Well, so of course Qualcomm started over 20 years ago with telematics, right? Of course, Qualcomm's very famous for our wireless capabilities. About 2014, we went into the cockpit space and really brought some of the first virtualized cockpits, so cluster and infotainment on a single device, to market. And now we're a leader in that space. And coming out of that, and the investment that we have to make here is to come to ADAS, which requires higher levels of safety and security, which we have implemented in our latest and greatest Snapdragon SoCs. And then leverage, in this case, part of the let's call it story here is about our tool chain and everything going on inside that to make the customers successful. Over here,
It says single Snapdragon Ride SoC.
correct. So this is a vehicle, one of our partners that took their model, got it up and running in not just model, their whole perception stack up and running and driving this sort of thing in just a matter of months, right? And you'll actually see it here, without any sort of disengagements through some pretty complex traffic scenarios. So
This is in Shenzhen.
It is.
All right, so it could be one of your many partners over there.
Exactly.
Right. So how soon do we have level 5's fully autonomous self-driving, and how much of that is going to be Qualcomm powered?
Well, so we clearly have products and offerings that can scale for the needs of L5 and whatnot. However, we see a progression of level 2 and level 3 and as being sort of the core of the market is where a lot of our focus is, but we for sure have activities and developments in terms of.
And all this can do the L2, L3.
Absolutely, and beyond. As I said, we have the processing power there and whatnot, and we do have partners developing their solutions on it.
All right.
Now, another real quick thing, if you've got a moment, we can come over here. This is our what we call our Flex solution. So this is a single SoC that's doing both IVI, cockpit, and ADAS on a single unit. So the cockpit there is what you saw in the vehicle, but now here, one device, and you're running the IVI and the ADAS all at the same time. And you can see a visualization of all the bounding boxes, etc. But then you can also see that it's completely managing all the IVI. We also have a driver monitoring camera, and you can see different alerts, lane departure, etc., etc. So it's a real advantage for some of the more cost-sensitive markets, right? Because obviously you get one SoC, you have one less memory subsystem, everything else. So it's a key advantage and a key part of our scalability from low-end vehicles to the very most premium vehicles.
Because I always think when I see these amazing Snapdragon phones, like I have the right here, the Xiaomi 14 Pro with the Gen 3 Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and there's so much performance in my pocket, but so little of it I'm using.
Yeah,
and
well,
it seems like you're able to use much more of the SoC because there's so many pixels to run. It looks like it's multitasking. There's this app, this app.
You've got navigation, you've got everything all running. And for this to work and be successful, you need to have what they call freedom from interference, right? So you can't have the ADAS doing a driving critical function be interfered by the IVI. You also have certain safety requirements around IVI that you need to make sure always render, for instance, on the cluster. And so part of what we're doing is bringing this freedom from interference tool set to this to help our customers bring that to market.
Under the table, is that running the demo or?
Yes, that is our Ride SX development platform.
And all these cables that go in is sensors
is for various
and stuff?
different video feeds and whatnot. In an actual car, it would be cameras, but what we're doing here, we've got raw video camera output stored, and then we feed it in to be doing the processing real time here to show everyone that this is a very performant and capable system. So.
It seems the CES has become one of the very interesting car shows of the world, right?
Absolutely. So, and by the way, good point, not just cars, but we've also expanded into two-wheelers, right? And bringing a complete two-wheeler solution to market, right? So, essentially a digital cluster, but also doing audio, also bringing services so that, for instance, maybe it's a e-mobility sort of solution and you want to, geofence, right? Or, maybe there's some diagnostic that you want to do to track your fleet of scooters or two-wheelers. And so we're super happy to have this here and be showing that off as well to the public. So,
all right.
All right.
Thanks a lot for this booth tour.
Thank you. Thanks everyone out in the cloud.
And everybody that's interested to develop on this can check the website for the kits and everything.
Absolutely. We've just launched a new website specifically regarding automotive, and so please go check it out.
Everybody from small startups to the big companies.
Yeah, we have multiple different engagement models that we do, and count many customers from the startups, the ecosystem partners, as well as OEMs and tier ones. So, yep.